All right, it's time for the weekly debrief. We're ending week 26, 2025, last weekend in June. As always, I'll start with world events, national events, stuff local to me, and how that impacts me from a preparedness mindset, how it affects my everyday and things I think about, and then other stuff. So, on the world stage, it looks like Israel and Iran are calming down for now. It's the Middle East. It's always just one bad day away from another dust up, but that's been the way in that part of the world since the beginning of recorded history, and probably before. I've got a feeling they were beating each other up before they started writing down about it. So the focus is off of that, but some of the talking heads are still wrapped around the axles and stuff. I'll get back on that. But an international event that took place that nobody's talking about on the legacy media at all, and I'm not seeing much of it on social media at all either, with the exception of S2 Underground. I've told you in the last episode that that's a great source for unbiased, or as unbiased as he can be, information. And it's the spike attacks in France, or needle attacks. Basically, there was a series of music festivals across the country of France, and well over 100 people were jabbed by needles on purpose, with varying reports of what were on those needles, including police officers. It was an organized attack. 12 people at least were arrested, and of course, typical European fashion, no information on those people who were arrested, which kind of lets you think of one or two groups that are probably doing it, and we'll just leave it at that. Kind of a scary idea if you're just out in public and getting pricked by a needle. Apparently, it's not that uncommon anymore in Europe, as was noted in a recent video from S2 Underground. I'll link that down below so you can get the skinny on that from him. That's kind of a concerning thing, and more reason why I don't go to large public events. There's just too many crazy people these days. It's frightening. Truly frightening. Social awareness, people, you got to be aware of what's around you. Put these phones down when you're walking around in public. I can't stress that enough. So that's what has me thinking locally is yes, I got to make sure to keep this cell phone I'm recording this on in my pocket when I'm out in public. Don't be distracted. Not a whole lot concerning me right now, or has my attention nationally. Keep an eye on the omnibus spending bill that, Trump's renamed the big beautiful bill to make it sound better than what it is. I don't care if it's Trump doing it or the Democrats or Republicans. If they come up with a catchy name for a bill, it's bad news. Period. I don't care who you are. That's my take on that. I'm glad to see, I just heard that the selling off a huge portion of public land has been taken out of it. That's good. I'm still the mindset that there shouldn't be these giant bills that cover everything. If something you're trying to push through Congress isn't good enough to stand on its own, then it shouldn't be lumped into a bunch of other shit. So, all right, off my political soapbox. So locally, not much is going on. Have a little concern with 4th of July holidays coming up, with the No King stuff and any other excuse for people to be an asshole in the streets. Things have calmed down with those political assassinations on the other side of the river. So it's pretty peaceful here. Wrapping up this weekend, I spent a good part of this weekend out camping. If you watch my amateur radio or portable radio channel, you know that there's a rush of new content I put up on there about field day. It's a great opportunity for people to get exposed to portable radio in general. It's good for ham radio, and it's a good reminder to get out and start practicing stuff and getting out camping. And camping in general is a great thing for anybody who's preparedness. If you're thinking you're gonna bug out and you got a bug out bag, try spending the night out in the woods with it. See how it goes for you. You may be surprised, both pleasantly or not so pleasantly. I don't know, but something you should figure out. I encourage anybody who's into preparedness to get into camping. It teaches you a lot. It gives you a lot of experience on fuel preservation, conserving ice, water, keeping your clothes clean, keeping your living quarters clean, what you need for cold weather gear, warm weather gear, all that kind of stuff, cooking outdoors. A lot of stuff that would be very practical, not necessarily in the end of the world situation, although it could. But I'm thinking more of, hey, the power's out for 2 days. What do I do? So get into camping. You will find it relaxing and fun, and a good way to practice some skills to keep you safe when things are not safe. So, yeah, about that. That's about all I got to say on this one. I was going to go in that more content's coming, but as you can see, I'm struggling to get one video a week out, but more will be coming very soon. And then I'll start pushing this channel out to see if I can get more views and have some good conversations with like-minded people. So, all right, so there was a fake ending there. Sorry about that. I try to do these videos in one take so I don't have to do any editing. As you can tell, I just leave all the flubs in it as is. But in the beginning, I said I'd touch base more on Iran, and I never did. So here we go. One thing I found quite humorous as I absorb all my information from the internet. Like I said in earlier videos, I have a Twitter account set up where I follow some very far left-leaning people and right-leaning people to see just how wildly different their views are of the same event. It's sad and entertaining all at once. But leading up to when the U.S. dropped the bunker busting bombs, the far left people were saying things like, why are they doing this? They've been saying that Iran is, close to a nuclear bomb for 20 years or 10 years, all this stuff, all these reasons to say that doing such an attack would be a bad idea and stupid. And to be honest, they did make some good points. Then the bombing happened, and it happened very well. But of course, nobody knows for sure exactly how damaging those bombings were except the Iranians. And guess who ain't going to tell anybody how bad it would be if it was bad? So there's a lot of rumor and speculation going. And now the biggest thing they've been saying is like, yeah, you blew up the centrifuges and stuff, but we can rebuild them. And we've already moved all the weapons grade enriched uranium out of there, so na. To which these people who just hate Trump point out that, oh, all their weapons grade stuff is already gone, so that attack was useless. So that kind of counterdicts their earlier claims that why are we bombing them? There's no proof that Iran has weapons grade enriched uranium. It just goes to show that there's some on the far left that are just going to root against Trump or the conservatives or the Republicans or even moderate libertarians because they're not lockstep and barrel. I forgot what that term, but they're not totally in line with their predetermined views. So, and the people on the right are just as bad. we've gotten to the point now where people disfriend people, unfollow people, block people on social media to make those little vacuum or echo chambers even more of a vacuum and a higher wall. Where a few years ago is, I'm not going to pay attention to this person because they're a liberal or a conservative. Now has gotten to the point where I'm not going to pay attention to this person because they're not liberal enough or not conservative enough. It's getting crazy out there, so you got to keep an open mind and take in information objectively. I'm going to link another YouTube personality that I follow a lot, excuse me. Name is Ryan McBeth. He is a defense analyst. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He has a good sense of humor, and he calls things pretty much down the middle. This video here may or may not interest you, but if you pay attention to like the last 2 minutes, he gets on the same soapbox I am now, where you gotta be objective, and he's not afraid to call somebody out for pushing an agenda, whichever side you're on. So I highly recommend you follow Ryan McBeth for this type of stuff, and others who will be objective and not necessarily say all the things you want to hear. All right, now I'm done. Catch you on the next one.